Like, please. Miles with braid. Day 2 of training.
Day 1 of training down for my new position, and I feel like it went really well. Like, even when I felt like it was one of the most basic things for the job that I didn't know, my trainer was really gracious and really like, oh, that's fun, like let's, like we'll learn that. So that was cool. Good vibes. So yeah, day 1 went really well. And the person I'm training for my old position was on vacation today, so I didn't like split it up. Like, I was just with my trainer all day. And then for like an hour in the morning, I helped out my previous team with stuff, and then I stayed for like an hour after work, which I've never done before, but my trainer gave me a little like homework type thing to fill out. So I went through and tried to see what all I could figure out from it. And then I left, and there were only a few cars in the parking lot, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen it this empty before. But one of my old coworkers actually was still at her desk when I left, so I was like, dang, I wonder how many nights she pulls after hours like that. But it was kind of nice and peaceful in the office, like after everyone left, honestly. But yeah, also I saw our new GM was in office like for the first time today, so hopefully we'll get to know him and get to talk to him soon too. But yeah, overall, very good first day with the new position, so hopefully it keeps up. They do want me in office 5 days this week, which is a bummer, but I have a park cleanup day on Wednesday, so I'm looking forward to that because that means I'll only have a half day in the office. And I'll get to be outside a little bit and see some of the younger people I talked to at work at the event. And then Thursday, my new boss is having like a team meeting to like introduce me to the team and whatever, so that should be fun, right? Day 2 of training, being trained, pretty good, although the person who trained me for my old position was all up in our business and asking questions, interrupting, and so that was annoying. But so now I just had lunch, and now I'm going to go train the person who's taking my old position, so we'll see how that goes. We'll be in the section with the other people, so oh my gosh. But you guys, it was so funny with my old coworkers yesterday. They were walking around the corner and they were like, oh, like, you look so happy over there, whatever. And then the one of them was like, oh, maybe it was us. Like, please. But yeah, okay, you guys, so I saw our new GM for the second time today, so that was kind of cool. I was just sitting on the corner by the person I was training, and it was a few minutes after 5, and I saw someone walking around, so I looked like I normally do when I see or hear people walking around, and I smiled. And then as I'm smiling, I'm recalling, like my brain is recalling, putting face to name of like who this dude is, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're the GM, like whatever. So then he came around and said hey and talked to us, and that was nice. I was like, oh, cool, because he's been pretty quiet since he's got here. But yeah, I also called my apartment people to finally put in my freaking service request. So they said they would send people over tomorrow to check all this stuff out. But yeah, because I have like 3 service requests at this point. Awkward. Also, I'm doing that like park cleanup thing tomorrow or whatever, so I have to look up the address for where I'm going for that. So my afternoon will be nice and not in front of a screen, so that'll be nice. So yeah.
We can't spend our whole life in mourning.
Hey, so I'm about to take a shower. The maintenance people came today, so my tub is fixed and my garbage disposal is fixed. Did my eyeliner smudge? It did. And I had the park cleanup thing today, so right at lunch I left and went over there, and that was a few interns and then one other guy, so that was cool and all. And then somebody added me to the, well, we went to Dunkin' afterwards, and then somebody added me to their like intern chat, so I'm like, cool, nice, because the company really does not do a good job of like introducing you to people or anything like that, besides if you're an intern. But I got a text message, but I already see a wild message in the group chat. But yeah, what was I saying? But yeah, my company does a really bad job of like connecting people or like introducing you, or you know, having, you know, social connection, whatever, if you're not one of the interns as part of the program. So I'm glad somebody added me, because I would like see these people and like sit with them at lunches and sometimes, but like, and sometimes they'd be talking about stuff that like I guess was in their group chat, and I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, HR was saying something about like, yeah, we should do this after like whatever today, and like an hour after them like mentioning this thing low-key while we're cleaning up the park for this event, they're like, oh, do you want to go too? And I was like, oh, nice of you to invite me an hour later. Like, be for real. But yeah, what's going on with my eyes? I look so greasy and gross now. My new boss was like, oh, are they still having it or are they canceling it? Because there's like some like huge air quality thing going on right now where like the Canada wildfires are like making New York be like one of the worst air quality cities in the world right now, apparently. And Ohio's having air quality alert too, because we're close to Toronto and New York. So yeah, my boss was like, oh, are they canceling it? And I was like, not that I know of. So I was out in these streets for some hours cleaning up trash. So I'm like, dang, I probably just breathed in a bunch of shit. But yeah, I don't know, training went well this morning with the girl I'm training, and my trainer will be in tomorrow, so I'll probably train with her some, and then the person I'm training some, and then I have my first team meeting with my new team tomorrow. But yeah, and yeah, I need to go shower, and yeah, I meant to bring a book with me and read after my park cleanup, but then it was just this whole thing and I didn't have it with me. But yeah, I need to shower, and I've been watching this like After Wonderland or whatever show on Disney Plus, and it's so good. Like, something about the early 2000s terrible graphics just make me so happy. Like, it's so nostalgic. I'm loving it. So yeah, I don't know, I think I'm gonna watch some of that and maybe read some of a book. But yeah, today was nice since I wasn't in office all day. So yeah, and it's hump day, so halfway through the week. I do have to fill my tank up tomorrow though, because it's about to be on E, but I also get paid tomorrow, so I was like, I'm gonna fill it up tomorrow. So yeah. Hey y'all, it's a Saturday. I got some coffee. It's 1:30 right now. I woke up at like a little after 12, so I had a really nice sleep in morning, which was nice. I used to sleep in all the time last year. Like last fall, I remember I would sleep till like 2 p.m. on Saturdays frequently, And this year, like, I just have not been doing that. But today I slept till 12 and it was so nice. I got my caramel macchiato from a local coffee shop, and you guys, it reminds me of when I worked at a coffee shop that one semester while in school, because their coffee is just so much better, and it makes me remember how like tasty and nice like small coffee shops drinks are. And then also I tried their like bakery sandwich today, and that brought me back too, because I used to make those bakery sandwiches when I worked at that coffee shop in college. So a little bit of deja vu there. But yeah, I didn't update the last 2 days or whatever of work and whatever, and it was fine. I was feeling a little like I wasn't getting enough time with my trainer, because I was also having to train someone, so I was feeling a little frustrated about that. And I was also feeling kind of hard on myself, because I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't know some of the most basic things. But my trainer was really patient with me and really being like, oh, it's fine, it's not a big deal, you know, we're in no rush. So that was really nice. And yeah, I ordered some note cards, so I'm gonna try to study some stuff this weekend for it, believe it or not. So yeah, I was watching a movie with Hayden Christensen yesterday, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was so weird because it was in like 2018 or something, so he's actually like grown in this movie instead of like a young kid like we saw it in Star Wars and stuff. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's so weird seeing Hayden like grown in a movie. But I didn't finish it, so maybe I'll finish it today. And I'm watching more of this, what's it called, Once Upon a Time in Wonderland show on Disney Plus right now. I watched a bookish video this morning. I'm gonna watch another one because I saw some booktubers were posting. I need to go grocery shopping later, and tomorrow I'm thinking I might ask one of my friends to go to a coffee shop because they wanted to go to the one that I've been getting coffee from. So I'm thinking I might ask them if they want to go to that coffee shop or whatever. I also need to call a friend, and then I also want to go to see the second Into the Spiderverse movie. So we'll see what all I do and what order and whatnot. But yeah. Here was Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. And oh my gosh, the Knave whale was just so swoon worthy. Like, oh my gosh. And I got some Starbucks. This like caramely drink was so good. And I got a little bag of chips and a little blueberry scone. And here we are, Sunday. And I was really having trouble motivating myself to get up and get going. So here I was being like, okay, I need to get dressed. So I put on this hoodie, and I also did face makeup because I was already kind of in the mood to do some face makeup for once. But then I also like looked in the mirror and was like, oh my gosh, my dark circles, just everything was just not cooperating. So I was like, yes, I'm doing face makeup. And then I was also like, let me straighten my hair, because then I'll be able to put it up or leave it down or whatever this entire week at work without having to redo it. And that would be nice. So I went ahead and straightened my hair and did my eyeliner, which I used to do all the time. My leggings matched the hoodie. And I ended up switching out of this pink hoodie into my long sleeve Selena Gomez crew neck of the same shade of baby pink. But I realized it was like 75 degrees outside, so I was like, the hoodie will be just a bit too hot. But yeah. And I went grocery shopping, and I went to Aldi's and spent like $65. And then I let my friend know that I was going to this coffee shop that she had been wanting to visit and see inside of. So she met me there, and I had some coffee. And then I came home and ate some dinner and then went to see Into the Spider-Verse 2 or Across the Spiderverse. So you guys, I just watched Across the Spiderverse and it was beautiful. Like the graphics, the art style, all that was like the first episode of Visions season 2 on Disney Plus, and I loved the art style, so it was so cool to see that again. And Across the Spider-Verse, there's lots of like ethical questions raised throughout the movie too, which is really cool. It has that question of like, is a good guy still a good guy if they let bad things happen to serve an allegedly better purpose? So like that was a big theme throughout the movie. Gwen and Miles had their cute little thing. Miles with braids. Please, I was shook at that. I was like, oh my gosh, why is this dude so cute? The different dimension stuff, super cool. Seeing all the people that we got to see that we saw from previous movies, not saying who, but super cool seeing them. Issa Rae being in it, oh my gosh, love that. This Moody Miguel guy, whoa, he definitely has a presence about himself, but he was wildin', he was wackadoodling, so don't know about that. Who else? Gwen's backstory in the beginning, beautiful. Gwen and Miles' stuff. The background to like who Miles is and like how he came about to be, basically. Super interesting. I'm so interested to see where they take that. So yeah, just all around super interesting. And then I had to let my hair down and just scratch my head and whack my hair around, because there's just something so satisfying about hair flipping after you've had your hair in a ponytail all day, which I did literally all day this day. One, two, three. Woohoo. And it was also raining this night. And next we have Monday. I didn't film at all, but I recorded a little after I showered, so you can see how thrilled I was with the exciting day. And next we have Tuesday. My coworker had chocolate bunnies in her little candy box, which is cool. Hey guys, my timer is about to go off for my pizza, but training yesterday was pretty good. Like, I was still so confused, but my trainer was again super nice. Turned off my timer, but some stuff came up that kind of helped me kind of sort of understand a few things. And then today, the person who used to work my position came back to show me some stuff. So she showed me some of that stuff today, and honestly today is when I feel like the most stuff was clicking, and I was like seeing more where you get different things that I need to be able to find. I tried to open a brownie mix yesterday and cut the thing open, and then it just kept tearing further than where I cut, and the whole thing like spilled onto the floor. So then I had all this powder everywhere, so half of it was on the stove, half of it was on the floor. So then I was vacuuming it, and I don't think you're supposed to vacuum powder, and it just like wasn't really working. And then I needed to empty the vacuum thing. Then I went to like empty that, and it all spilled out because it was like upside down, and oh my gosh, it was a whole thing. Then I went to bed at like 10:30 because I felt so tired because I didn't sleep well the previous night. And then I didn't really drink water before I went to bed. So of course I woke up with a dehydration headache at 4 a.m. And then I drank some water, and then I went back to bed, and then I still had a headache when I woke up. So I took some Advil at work. But yeah, so that I burnt my breakfast this morning. I tried to make myself a little toast and eggs because of my headache. I was like, if I eat something and drink some water and some coffee, like there's a good chance this will go away. But then I burnt the toast. I put it on when I was in the bathroom, and like it was just like, oh my gosh, such a wild couple of days with like random, like basically with food, I guess. That and the vacuum. The vacuum made me so salty because like I hate dust being everywhere. So just like the dust like flying up, I'm like, oh my gosh. But yeah, it was a bit of a mess with all that. But at least training's going better. All right, I started Imogen obviously this evening, which is a queer story about a girl in high school. And the next day, of course, was Thursday, and I got my fave coffee from my fave coffee shop. Hey guys, so I just got back from work a half an hour ago. I'm watching a Booktube video right now. I usually come home and watch like either some Booktube videos or some ASMR before hopping in bed. I got in bed at like 8:30 p.m. yesterday and slept for 8 hours. Beautiful. We love to see it. Granted, I have a bunch of like chores I will need to do around the house that I've been putting off the past few days, like dishes and whatever. But yeah, since I've been in office 5 days a week, last week and this week, I don't know, I just feel tired at the end of the day. So I've been going to bed earlier. So there's that. And I think they want me to come in again 5 days a week next week. And then that's the last week on the training schedule. Even though like we're not even fully training this week or last week really, because my trainer's in on her in-office days, right? And then and the days that I'm in office without a trainer, the person that I've trained, you know, doesn't need me to sit with them the whole day anymore, because it's been, you know, like 4 weeks at least of me training them, because I started training them 2 weeks before I started training. So like me being in office this week is honestly pretty pointless, but I guess I'm kind of just there for, I guess, any questions that the person I'm training has. I mean, pointless on the days when my trainer isn't there. But yeah, I need to get a printer though so that I can do some stuff here, because I can use my monitors. I'll probably just have to do that. I have to get back into the habit of using them. But like the stuff I'm doing now in my new position, I definitely need to be able to see like more than on my little laptop screen. But yeah, this week, ever since I did the one training with the person whose position this used to be a couple of days ago, I feel like I'm just like getting like everything so much better. So that's good. Like I'm feeling good about the stuff I'm doing now. So I'm feeling like, oh, I actually like get this now. So that's really cool. Of course, I'm sure there's so much that'll come up or that I'll learn or whatever, but I feel good about it now. But yeah, I just ordered some Chipotle. I'm going to try to not order any more food for the next 2 weeks. I mean, from like DoorDash or Grubhub or anything like that, because I'm hoping to take my rent out a week early next week, because the week after that, I have a little like 3-day trip planned to see Drake in Memphis, Tennessee. So I want to take rent out the week before that if I can, since that concert is at the end of the month, and I don't know if I'm gonna be, you know, spending money there or whatever, and I don't want to get carried away or anything like that. I mean, I know I'll spend some money there, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to have rent taken care of out of the way, and to be able to, you know, go without like thinking about like, oh, I need to save for that. So I'm hoping to go grocery shopping either tomorrow or even this evening. I just didn't want to go during rush hour after work, but honestly, like, I'm considering going around like 7. Honestly, I just want to change into more comfortable clothes because I do not like wearing jeans, and I wear them for work a lot of times. But yeah, so I'll probably either go this evening or tomorrow during lunch. I also need to put more air in my tires. But yeah, so all I really need to do is get groceries and put air in my tires, and then I should be good for the next week. And for this weekend. Juneteenth is Monday, so I have work off Monday. Woohoo! Which I keep forgetting until people at work keep talking about how we have Monday off, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I keep forgetting. So that'll be really nice. I'm supposed to get my period this weekend, so not looking forward to that, but hopefully, like, you know, it'll help it to not be like day 1 or day 2 when I'm in office next week, since we have Monday off, you know. And so I guess I'll only be in 4 days a week next week, and then I need to tell my new boss that I'm going to be out of town the week after that, because he's been on vacation all week this week, so I didn't get a chance to talk to him about that. But yeah, what else? Don't think there's anything else really. I ran into our GM like 3 times today, and I got such good vibes every single time. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love our new GM. Like, I don't know, the vibes are superb so far, so hopefully that keeps up. But yeah, we had our facility meeting today. It didn't go super long or over like it did last month. So there was that. I went to a local coffee shop and got my lunch. You know, I was super well rested since I got 8 hours last night. So overall, pretty much good vibes over here. Also, I started reading the fine print on my Kindle last night or last evening, and I was loving it. I looked for it on Kindle Unlimited because I'm on like a book buying ban. And so I've been trying to read more on my Kindle lately. So like, I started the Zodiac Academy on my Kindle. I've been reading nonfiction like self-improvement and educational books on my Kindle. I have some audiobooks on Libby. Like, I listened to Harry's audiobook on, or maybe that was on Audible. I have Jeanette McCurdy's autobiography audiobook on Libby. I have the Silmarillion on audiobook, so I'm really trying to utilize my Kindle as well as the Libby app for books that I want to read, but I'm not going to be buying anytime soon. So I saw the fine print was on KU, and I was so excited because I have been looking for a book that gives the vibes of Magnolia Parks, the series, not just book 1. So Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates the books. And the fine print, like, from the synopsis, I finally was like, oh my gosh, this kind of will probably be the closest to Magnolia Parks vibes that I can find right now, because again, it's like rich people problems, and like one of them is not like, there's the billionaires and then there's the love interests who are, you know, average people making like minimum wage and stuff. So I was like, this is probably gonna give me the most Magnolia Parks-ish vibes with like the rich people problems, but then also the like normal people. Is it even a video of mine without a siren going by at one point or another? But yeah, so I started it last night and I think I read like 40 pages because I was just loving it so much. The vibes were so good. The main character guy, like, he's such an ass and such a villain, but in like a way that like you kind of have to love him. Like, does not like people and feels so like uncomfortable around people and like annoyed by people that I just have to stan, like. But yeah, the main male character's hatred for people is just so, I just have to stan. But I'm only like 40 pages in. But yeah, the main female character, like, she seems like a badass. The power she holds, and I love that she's like a girly girl, but also like has so many ideas and like gets shit done and is really good at what she does. Because I think there's like a misconception that our girls who are girly or whatever aren't as like whatever, and that's really not true, and really just put on us by societal norms that you can only be one thing or the other, and that if you're one thing it means you're not smart, and you know, that bullshit. That's not true. And so yeah, and she's kind of reminding me of Magnolia Parks in that way as well, even though Magnolia Parks was rich and could not relate, but she also was judged a lot by people, thought it was okay to like hurt her and stuff just because she was pretty, which is like, what? So yeah, overall I was just loving the book thus far. And the grandfather in that book like has his grandsons, he laid out all these tasks they have to complete in order to get their inheritance, which is kind of similar to the Inheritance Game, which I'm also reading right now. And the Inheritance Game I'm enjoying as well because it's mystery, and I love a good mystery book. And the way the boys are described in that book, they seem to have a little sauce, but we don't get their POV, so it's not sucking me in the same. And the main character in that book I relate to too, because she's, again, just like an average Joe working and, you know, not having a bunch, and then all of a sudden she's given this stuff out of nowhere. So I like the main character in that book as well, but it's just not like sucking me in the way the fine print did from page 1. So we'll see. And the grandfather in that book like gave all their inheritance to this random girl, and like left them like mystery notes that they're trying to figure out. So it's like a similar vibe, but thus far I'm more like sucked into the fine print, and I think the fine print also has like way more spice, whereas because it had spice from like chapter 1, whereas the Inheritance Games, there has been no spice thus far, and I'm halfway through with it. So yeah, but that's my reading update. Also started Imogen, obviously, and it was so cute, and I'm relating to that main character as well, because she's just so like, she overthinks so much, so I relate. But yeah, that's my reading update, that's my work update, and yeah. Hey guys, so I just got back from work. It is Friday. We have a long weekend this weekend because of Juneteenth on Monday, so I'm excited to rest and run this load of dishes and cook a little bit, since I did get groceries yesterday. I do still need to get air in my tires probably this weekend. I did not sleep great yesterday because there was this big lightning and thunderstorm, and I do not like big lightning and thunderstorms. But going to work like every day of the week, like 5 days a week of the work week, so 5 days a week this week and last week, I feel like did make it just like hard to get up in the morning. Some days, mental health wise, it was nice seeing people more, but I still am like looking forward to my hybrid 3 days a week days, because like yeah, I don't want to do this every week, you know. What else? I'm hoping to do a lot of reading this weekend because since it is a long weekend, and I'll also be getting my period at some point, and I tend to like to read a lot when I'm on that as well because it helps distract me. So I'm hoping to finish some books. I haven't finished a book in 2 weeks. My timer went off for my frozen pizza that I'm heating up right now. And yeah. But anyways, that is going to conclude this vlog. My first 2 weeks training for my new position, some rambles about some other things like books, movies, etc. Hopefully you could enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.